Welcome to Aliyah and Chill, the only podcast that makes Israeli immigration law sound less terrifying than your mother's questions about when you're getting married. I'm your host, Rabbi Moshe, and before you ask, yes, I made Aliyah, yes, I survived the bureaucracy, and no, I still don't understand how the health insurance works. Today we're diving deep into the burning question that keeps people awake at night, scrolling through ancestry websites at 2 a.m. Am I actually eligible for Aliyah? Or am I just wishful thinking because I really like hummus? Ah, yes, the hummus test. Classic eligibility criterion. Right up there with, can I pronounce chutzpah correctly? So buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to take you on a wild ride through Israel's law of return. Think of it as genealogy meets legal drama meets that awkward family dinner where everyone argues about who's really Jewish. Let's start with the VIP category, Jews by birth according to Jewish law. This is like having a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, except the chocolate is free healthcare and the Oompa Loompas speak Hebrew. If your mother is Jewish, congratulations, you've won the genealogy lottery. You're in, done. Pack your bags, learn to say excuse me in 7 different ways, and prepare to have strong opinions about which falafel stand is superior. But here's where it gets interesting. And by interesting, I mean likely to cause family arguments at Thanksgiving. What if your maternal grandmother was Jewish, but your mom converted to Christianity? Ooh, plot twist. So we have Sarah, whose bubby was Jewish, but mom went full Christmas tree in the living room. According to Israeli law, Sarah is still eligible because that Jewish lineage goes through the maternal line like a really persistent family recipe. It's like Jewish DNA has this incredible staying power. Your great-grandmother could have been the most observant woman in the shtetl, then your grandmother rebels and becomes Methodist, your mother becomes a yoga instructor who worships crystals, but you can still make Aliyah. The Jewish people, we're like glitter. Once we're in your family tree, we never fully come out. Now here's where the law of return gets really generous. Remember when your non-Jewish friends used to joke, I wish I had a Jewish grandmother so I could move to Israel. Well, turns out they only needed one Jewish grandparent. Any grandparent. This is the part that makes genealogy websites crash from overuse. Suddenly everyone's like, wait, was Grandpa Joe actually Yosef? And why did he have such strong opinions about bagels? I love this example. Meet David, whose paternal grandfather was Jewish, but literally no one else in the family even knew what Rosh Hashanah was. They probably thought it was a type of pasta. In dramatic voice, Grandpa always did make excellent matzo ball soup, but we thought he was just really into spherical foods. And boom! David discovers he's eligible for Aliyah. Meanwhile, his family is like, we're Jewish. Does this explain why mom always felt guilty about everything? This is what I love about the law of return. It's more inclusive than most Jewish mothers when it comes to who counts as family. And that's saying something. All right, let's talk conversions. And no, I don't mean your grandmother's conversion from dial-up to Wi-Fi, though both involve a lot of patience and faith. Converting to Judaism for Aliyah is like trying to get into an exclusive club, except the bouncer is a rabbi, the dress code involves a lot of Hebrew, and the cover charge is years of study. Orthodox conversion? You're golden. It's like having a premium membership. Conservative conversion? Usually good, but sometimes they might ask for your receipt. Reform conversion? Well, it depends. It's the we'll get back to you of conversions. I met this woman, Rachel, who converted Orthodox in Brooklyn. She studied for 2 years, learned Hebrew, kept kosher, the whole 9 yards. When she got to Israel, they practically rolled out the red carpet. Meanwhile, my friend Steve converted Reform in Los Angeles, and when he got to the Israeli consulate, they looked at his conversion certificate like it was written in crayon by a 5-year-old. This rabbi, is he legitimate? Poor Steve. It's like showing up to a black tie event in a really nice Hawaiian shirt. You look great, you feel great, but the maitre d' is giving you the side eye. The moral of the story: if you're converting for Aliyah, maybe double-check that your rabbi is on Israel's approved list. It's like checking if your college degree is accredited, but with more theological implications. Here's where things get really interesting. Spouses. The law of return is basically like, love is love, and if you love someone eligible, welcome to the family. This is my favorite category because it's so beautifully simple. You could be Catholic, Muslim, Buddhist, Pastafarian, doesn't matter. Marry someone with Jewish eligibility, and boom, you both get tickets to the Holy Land Express. I love this scenario. Maria, devout Catholic from Mexico, falls in love with Jacob, whose grandmother made legendary kugel. Jacob barely knew he was Jewish, thought Yom Kippur was a type of dip, but grandma's lineage means they both qualify. The irony. Jacob's out there eating bacon cheeseburgers while Maria's lighting Shabbat candles because she thinks they're romantic, and both of them can make Aliyah. It's like the universe's way of saying, you know what? Love conquers all, even bureaucracy. Though, let's be real, the marriage does have to be legally recognized. So sorry to all those people who got married by an Elvis impersonator in Vegas. Elvis was great at many things, but international immigration law wasn't one of them. Children of eligible people. This category is like the gift that keeps on giving, across generations. Kids, grandkids, great-grandkids. It's like a pyramid scheme. But instead of selling questionable supplements, you're inheriting the right to complain about Israeli parking meters. Here's a wild scenario. Robert's 55 years old, living his best non-Jewish life, when his dad suddenly converts to Judaism. Now Robert, fully grown adult with a mortgage and strong opinions about lawn care, is suddenly eligible for Aliyah. I'm imagining Robert getting this call. Hey son, guess what? I found God, learned Hebrew, and now you can get Israeli citizenship. In that voice. Also, we're having brisket for dinner now. It's a thing. And here's the kicker. Age doesn't matter. You could be 85 years old, discover your parent was eligible, and still qualify. There's probably some 90-year-old grandmother out there right now learning Hebrew on Duolingo because she just found out her mom was Jewish. The app notification, Miriam, you're on a 47-day streak. Keep it up, you're only 3,000 words away from making Aliyah. Grandchildren of Jews. This is where the law of return really flexes. We're talking third-generation eligibility here, people. This is the category that makes family trees look like investigations. So Great-Uncle Morris was Jewish, but Great-Aunt Edith was Methodist, which means Cousin Jimmy's kids. Meet Anna. Her paternal grandfather was Jewish. Her dad married outside the faith, never set foot in a synagogue, probably thought matzo was a type of cracker you eat with cheese. But Anna? Anna can pack her bags for Tel Aviv. It's like Jewish ancestry has this incredible shelf life. 3 generations later, it's still good. Other heritages expire, but Jewish lineage is like honey, eternal. Though let's be clear, great-great-grandchildren are usually out of luck. The law of return draws the line somewhere, and apparently that somewhere is at your great-great-bubby, which means there's some poor soul out there going, but my great-great-great-grandmother made excellent challah. Sorry, friend, that's just good bread genetics. Now for the special cases, the wild card category that sounds like it was written by a soap opera writer. Israeli born abroad. These are the kids who were born to Israeli parents outside Israel. It's like being born into diplomatic immunity, but instead of parking tickets, you get to skip some paperwork. Then there are the returnees, people who left Israel as kids and want to come back as adults. It's like that friend who moved away in middle school and shows up to the high school reunion going, "Hey guys, remember me? I want my old locker back." Widows and widowers of eligible people. Even death can't break the bureaucratic bond. It's actually quite touching. Israeli law is basically saying, Once you're family, you're always family. And divorced spouses with children from the Jewish marriage. Because apparently Israeli law understands that some relationships don't work out, but the kids still need their roots. It's like the most inclusive divorce decree ever. You can have the house, I'll take the car, and we both keep the right to Israeli citizenship. But wait, not everyone gets to join the party. Let's talk about who's not invited to this particular celebration. Jews who converted to another religion. This is the we need to talk category of Aliyah eligibility. Though even here, there are exceptions. Israeli law is like that friend who says they're done with drama, but then gets sucked right back in. Okay, fine. Maybe some people who converted away can still apply. It depends. We'll call you great-great-grandchildren. Sorry, folks, that's just too many greats. You've exceeded the maximum family tree depth for this particular offer. People with serious criminal backgrounds who might endanger public safety. Because apparently, Israeli bureaucrats draw the line at, will you commit crimes here? Fair enough, honestly. And people who've engaged in activities against the Jewish people. Which is like the ultimate, you can't sit with us, of immigration law. Though they do review each case individually, because Israeli bureaucracy loves nothing more than a good complicated case review. But what if they only half converted to Christianity and only mildly engaged in anti-Semitic activities? Let's play everyone's favorite game. Is my family eligible or just complicated? Scenario 1. Jewish father, non-Jewish mother. The kids are thinking, Dad, why didn't you tell us we're basically in immigration limbo? Plot twist. If Dad's parent was Jewish, everybody wins. It's like finding out your fake designer handbag was actually real all along. Interfaith marriage scenario. Both spouses eligible if one has that magic Jewish grandparent. It's like a genealogical 2-for-1 special. I love the adoption scenario. Kid gets adopted by eligible Jewish parents and suddenly qualifies for Aliyah. It's the most bureaucratically heartwarming thing ever. And the ultimate plot twist, conversion in the family. Dad converts, and suddenly all the descendants become eligible, even the kids who were born before Dad figured out which way to wear a kippah. It's retroactive eligibility, like a software update for your family tree. So after all this, here's the real talk. Figuring out if you're eligible for Aliyah is like trying to solve a family mystery where half the witnesses are dead and the other half have selective memory. But here's the beautiful thing. If you answered yes to any of these scenarios, you might be eligible. Notice I said might, because Israeli bureaucracy loves a good plot twist. You could be Jewish by birth, have a Jewish grandparent, be converted, married to someone eligible, or a child or grandchild of someone who qualifies. The eligibility categories are surprisingly generous, but the paperwork. Oh, the paperwork is like a final boss in a video game, designed by someone who really loves documentation. Birth certificates, marriage certificates, death certificates, religious documents, letters from rabbis, DNA tests, family trees that look like conspiracy theory walls. You'll need documents you didn't know existed, from relatives you forgot you had, translated into Hebrew by certified translators who apparently charge by the emotional breakdown. But here's the thing. Thousands of people do this every year. They figure out their eligibility, gather their documents, navigate the system, and end up complaining about Israeli internet speeds just like the rest of us. And if you're sitting there thinking, this sounds incredibly complicated and bureaucratic and possibly insane, congratulations, you're ready for Israeli government offices. You'll fit right in. That's all for today's episode of Aliyah and Chill. If this podcast made you want to research your family tree, call your grandmother with very specific questions about your great-grandfather's religious affiliations, or book a consultation with an immigration lawyer, my work here is done. Seriously though, folks, if you think you might be eligible, talk to professionals. I'm just a comedian with a microphone and strong opinions about falafel. Until next time, this has been Aliyah and Chill. Stay curious, stay hopeful, and may your family tree be ever in your favor. Shalom and chill, everyone. Aliyah and Chill podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult with qualified immigration professionals, the Jewish agency, Easy Aliyah, Aliyah Pro, or Israeli consular officials for actual eligibility determination and legal advice. No comedy podcasts were harmed in the making of this immigration information.